My name is Amy Stevens, and today we are going to be observing a leader through the lens of Survey of Leadership Theory and what this course has taken us through this year. The person I have chosen to observe is Tiffany Stevens. She's a senior compliance risk manager currently at a bank, and she is my mother. I see leadership in her every day, and because of that, I wanted to ask her more about what leadership looked like to her professionally. She's been in banking since I was born, and compliance is her niche, and she loves talking about it to anyone who will listen. So getting to interview her about this was really interesting. I would like to start off by defining what exactly the path goal theory is, as it is something that we will be referring to quite a few times within these series of slides, so I feel it's important that you know. The path goal theory focuses on increasing performance in followers through motivation. It theorizes that followers will perform better if they think that they are capable of the work, if they believe that their effort will lead to wanted outcomes, and that if they believe that the outcomes provided for doing the work is worthwhile. There are a few different leadership and follower styles under this theory, and specifically in my mom, I saw an achievement-oriented style leadership, but as a follower, she seemed to be more participative. And that's something that we will dive deeper into within these series of slides. Next, I would like to define what exactly the situational approach is, as I will be referring to it in the next couple slides as well. This approach is dependent on a couple different things, such as the direction and support of a leader, as well as the development level of the follower. Direction is going to be how well the leader describes and lays out exactly what is expected of followers. This can be anything like checking to see if work is done on time, setting goals, or even planning in advance. Support is going to be how well the leader allows for communication, which can promote desired outcomes. This can be things like reassurance, taking suggestions, or even offering a listening ear. It's important for a leader to understand where exactly the follower is on the development level in order to best meet their needs. However, there is going to be a leadership style that best matches each development level. As a leader, I see coaching leaderships in my mom, Tiffany, and we'll explore a little bit more about what that means in the next slide. We are going to dig just a little deeper into the couple leadership and follower styles that I mentioned before and how exactly I saw them in Tiffany. The first one that I mentioned was achievement-oriented leadership, and this is something that you have an achievement within yourself. It's really wanting people to succeed and setting high expectations for yourself and others, but meeting them with the same amount of confidence. The next one was participative follower, and this is something I saw very heavily in my mom, Tiffany. She really wanted to be involved in decision making, and having her opinion valued was very important to her. She wants to feel in charge in some way, even if she's not exactly the leader. She wants to be in charge of something. She enjoys feeling in control and really has a high level of independence and likes working on her own. I also saw coaching leadership in her. She explains things to the best of her ability to the people who are following her, and she gives clarification as much as needed, making sure that the followers are met where they're at and help them to get to where they need to go. I also saw a lot of intrinsic motivation in her, which coincidentally is also something I see in myself. So I know that she feels rewarded through being proud of her work, which is something she mentioned a couple times, and she's highly self-motivated. She sets high expectations for herself just as she does for others, which is something that ties back into achievement-oriented leadership, and I just think that those things were really important to her when I was speaking to her. Now that we have had a chance to define everything that I'll be going over, we can talk a little bit more about how I saw the path goal theory in Tiffany. I saw that she made a really effective use of this theory, as she loves to see people succeed and she hates allowing them to fail if she knows that there was something more that she could have done. I even see this in the way that she raises me and my sister. She does everything she can to make sure that we have everything that we need. And when talking to her a little bit more, it seemed like she carries that over into work as well. She holds meetings weekly, allowing everyone to lay out their expectations and for everyone to know what will be expected of them that week. It allows for feedback as well as for followers to ask for any assistance that they may or may not need. And it further helps in motivating followers to know that they aren't alone in getting this work done and that there's a support system behind them. And I really felt like all of this together helps define the path goal theory even more. Because I defined the situational approach earlier on, we can go in a little more depth about how exactly I saw this in Tiffany. She clearly lays out what is expected of the followers, as mentioned before, in these weekly meetings, and she also allows for them to reach out when they need it, because she would rather have them ask for clarification than have a misstep later on because something wasn't communicated properly. Speaking with each follower individually is really important to her as well, as it helps her understand where exactly they're at and help them reach where they need to be. And this goes back to the leadership styles that I had mentioned earlier on. And it helps her to figure out what development level that these followers might be at and help them meet them where they are. Alright, starting to wrap things up, I've always seen Tiffany as a leader. She's a single mom of two with me and my sister, and she's done so much for us. So getting to know her on a more professional level was really interesting and eye-opening. It also showed me how similar we are in a lot of ways. She's very self-motivated and independent, which is something that I see in myself every day. So I thought that was really interesting to see between the two of us, and something I could compare. And then as a follower, she also loves to feel very involved and feel like she can give some input, which is also something that I feel like I show a lot as a follower. So I just thought that those two things were pretty interesting. But yeah, I loved getting to know my mom more on a professional level, and I hope that y'all enjoyed it.